What is up, everyone? It is Jonathan here with the practice race number 2 for FCRS iRacing. And we're here at Kansas, gonna do 69 laps here in the 03 Gen 4 car. Kyle Cleveland is on the pole. Blaine in 18 is second. So I'm still running test cars. I'll say Mitchell had a test paint scheme on, but he already switched it to. Fine, doesn't matter. It's practice racing and stuff. Just still learning. I have new things to show you. Hopefully in this one, so I can get practice using it. But I get to doing that here at Kansas. One pit stop in this race. Unscheduled pit stop, I want to say. As get ready for green flag racing here at Kansas. Here we go, green flag. Gets a good jump there. Up in front of Blaine. As they're side by side for the third position between Jonathan and Mitchell. Side by side. Mitchell has an edge out in front of Jonathan, but Jonathan will even out down the back straight away. Jonathan has a nose into turn 3. Mitchell now still side by side. Coming off 4. And Jonathan looks like he's going to get the momentum and clear Mitchell for that third spot. Single foul through the rest of the field as here comes Blaine in 18 for the lead. Side by side for the lead into turn number 1, coming off turn number 2. And throws it into turn number 3, trying to make it stick to do a slide job. Crosses, knows he will clear Kyle Blaine to the lead. Here comes a cross back over from Kyle Cleveland. Cannot do it. Blaine will lead this lap. Here comes Jonathan Orndorff. He's on the bumper of the front 2, trying to get to the lead as well. Blaine into the wall. Here comes Kyle. Back to the lead as Blaine is going to lose momentum. He's going to lose not just the lead, but also second, possibly third here as Mitchell's in the group. Camera angles on here are kind of crappy. They're up close, but I kind of want a little more wider lens here. But that's what I'm also going to probably do over the weekend here is to adjust some cameras. But right now, Blaine comes back to the outside on Jonathan, and he'll retake second. I'm going to slip back in line. Now it's Kyle, Blaine, Jonathan. Here comes Mitchell to the inside. Side by side down the back straightaway between Jonathan and Mitchell. Jonathan's struggling just a little bit. Mitchell will wrap the bottom and clear. Blaine goes sideways into the grass. Hangs on to it. And since he went to the grass, there will be no caution. A tough break for Blaine. Looked like he made contact with the wall and then slid down into the grass. So he goes from being in second to now last in sixth. As we're back up to the lead, we got a battle for the lead now with Mitchell and Kyle Cleveland. Side by side in turn number 1 and 2. Mitchell almost has it cleared, can't do it. Kyle gets a run on the outside. Mitchell driving deep into 3. Car will stick, and now Mitchell will take the lead here on lap number 10. And Kyle gets in the wall a little bit. Here comes Jonathan. He's looking to the inside. Kyle clips the wall there on the back straightaway. Foul for the most part here. We get lap number 12 here. Remember, we have one pit stop in this race, so roughly about halfway through this race, we'll see a pit stop. So right now it's Mitchell leading, Kyle Cleveland second, Jonathan third, Kyle Carpenter fourth, Alex in fifth, and then Blaine in sixth. We only had 6 cars in this test race. Hopefully we'll have a lot more for the actual season. Some people just choose not to do the test race, which it's fine. Some people want to enjoy a couple weeks off before they actually get back into a season. This season's going to be a very long season. It's been back to 13 weeks, so to me, I would say more racing is better, regardless of what you got, what you're doing. So get better at doing it. Right now, Mitchell has pulled away by about almost a half a second. The times are, Mitchell's actually a little bit ahead right now. Let's see what this lap is in lap time. Kyle gets in the wall. He's gonna get loose sideways, hangs onto it. It's going to allow Jonathan to try to get to the outside. Can't do it. But Kyle's really struggling off 4. As Jonathan gets a great run through 1 and 2. He's going to get to the inside of Kyle. Put him in a vulnerable position going through turns 3 and 4. Especially off 4 as he hit the wall the last time. Kyle's going to get tight. He hits the wall again. And this time, Jonathan's going to get by. Kyle Cleveland will go back to third as Kyle Carpenter caught up to this little pack here as Mitchell's opened up the gap to about, it was about 1 second, about 9/10 of a second as here comes Carpenter. He's going into turn 3 and Kyle, he got in the wall again. Cleveland's really struggling. As Carpenter has gone by and now it looks like try to pass Jonathan for the second spot. Let's go actually on board. Well, first race he's going to go past Jonathan here. We'll see out on the outside view here. Side by side of turn number 4. And Carpenter will get by Jonathan for the second spot. Let's go on board. And something else I wanted to show you guys. Got a little now indicator or graphics to let you know what car you're actually on. So I may appear for you guys to see. You're on board with Kyle Carpenter. Ooh, Carpenter zone gets tight there. On board with Mitchell here in the 78. Leading right now by about 9/10 of a second. Lap times between him and Carpenter. Last time he was just ahead by 2,000s. Let's see what this lap is. Like he's ran a 21 and Carpenter ran a 12. So Carpenter is faster than Mitchell lap time wise. That gap is down to 0.8 of a second. But Carpenter is catching him. Carpenter is catching, but also Jonathan is staying with Carpenter, so we could have another car potentially battling for the lead here. Ooh, Jonathan, I maybe got the wall, maybe nicked the wall. As it looks like Mitchell also hit the wall. He's slowing down. Lost his momentum anyways. And here goes the battle for the lead. Side by side. Off to number 2. Carpenter can't get it there. Gets back in line. Let's see if he'll try to drive in deep. Mitchell gets a little tight into turn number 3. Carpenter's going to drive down the hill side by side for the lead. Hanging it sideways on that apron because you get really loose on that apron there. As Carpenter will throw it into turn number 1, trying to keep it pinned to the bottom. He will. And Carpenter will take the lead. Here comes Jonathan. Right onto the bumper of the 78 of Mitchell. Now Mitchell drives down deep into turn number 3. Trying to get that position back. He's almost there, but can't do it. Now here comes Jonathan into the inside. Trying to get that second position. Mitchell gets a little bit tight off 2. Side by side. Into turn number 3. And Jonathan almost hasn't cleared. He does. And now Jonathan takes over the second spot from Mitchell. I know this is just a test race and all, but there are some surprise people. One, Jonathan running up front here in second. Not saying he couldn't, but definitely is a surprise in a sense, him running up in the second spot. And Kyle Cleveland running 4th. Usually he's in within the top 3, but not sure exactly what's going on there. And of course, unfortunately, Blaine, I think he would have had a fast car too. Of course, it could things could change at the end of the race, but having that incident early definitely hurt his chances of running in the top 3. Well, he was running pretty good at the beginning of the race. As we're on lap 27 of 69, we're getting close to pit stops here. I think within the next probably 3 to 5 laps, I would say we'll see some pit stops here. Actually, I believe, because Blaine is a lap down. Yep, he has pitted. He's coming into pit, so he's going to get his 4 tires and fuel. Maybe try and make a difference on the tires early. As we'll go back up to the leaders here. That gap between Carpenter and Jonathan is about a half a second. Mitchell still staying right on the bumper of Jonathan. As what would halfway be? 34? 33, 34, around there. Right now, Carpenter gap's down to actually 0.4 of a second, a little bit there. What that was about. Like Jonathan's found something to stay with Carpenter here. On to 3.7, or excuse me, 0.37. On to 0.4 of a second now. As we are, I think that's Alex right there who just got done with his pit stop. Now, Blaine and Alex are going to be really fast because these tires mean a ton in speed. So you really don't want to be once, especially when any of these front runners decide to pit or decides to pit. You're going to want to pit because you're going to have a huge advantage on fresh tires. Alex is 2 laps down. Kyle Cleveland has also pitted. I think he's in now. I think, he just pitted actually. So he's going to do that strategy of coming early. Hopefully he can make up the difference on his tires to then cycle maybe to the lead or close to it. As it looks like Mitchell and Jonathan are trying to battle for that second spot. But, as I said, you see the 2 guys behind them are laps down. They have fresh tires, and they're hauling. Here comes Alex on the outside, as well as Blaine in the 18. Now that gap between Carpenter and Jonathan is almost up to 1.1 seconds. So I think right now it's just about waiting to pit for the front runners. I think everyone is pitted except the front runners, Carpenter, Jonathan, and Mitchell. Only 3 have not pitted yet. we'll see on what the strategy is here soon for the front runners when they decide to pit. And again, as soon as one of those guys pits, you're gonna be within. It's gonna be like a quick cycle because you do not want to be left out there with worn tires. So, just case in point, if you saw those guys blow past you, then you know the fresh tires mean something. As Mitchell's trying to get past Jonathan there. Jonathan's struggling a little bit. You can tell he's getting a little tighter in certain spots of the track. That gap is open big time now, up to about 1.5 seconds almost. As Mitchell this time gets to the inside, Jonathan struggles to get the car to turn. And that's going to probably allow Mitchell still step aside. And, yep, Mitchell gets by. Now, again, probably within the next lap here or two, we're going to start seeing these guys pit here because they're getting close on fuel. They can go at 42 to 43 laps on fuel. And here, as we speak, here comes Jonathan in for his service. It's down to 45 miles per hour, pit road speed limit. Again, but like clockwork here, you're going to see, I would say Mitchell next or the leader, Carpenter. Someone's going to come in after because you cannot stay out there on those worn tires too long, because then Jonathan will make up the difference. He could leapfrog you in the pit cycle because of speed here. Mitchell stays out. Carpenter's in, so yep, there's Kyle Carpenter. He's in for his service. Jonathan's down and away. So what he's hoping for is that he can get going and do the under-over and hopefully leapfrog Carpenter here. Depends on how good Carpenter got in and how good his lap time was for his entry. He's down away from 4 tires and fuel. And here is Mitchell in, excuse me, for his service. And it's like I said, it was like a sequence. Once one came in, they all had to come in, because if not, you were gonna not have a chance. And of course, you were low on fuel, but you had to do it really in that kind of sequence, or you're gonna lose time on the track. So here's Jonathan, and here's Carpenter up right up there. That gap is Kyle Cleveland as will take the lead because he pitted early. Mitchell's just coming out of pit road. Let's see if he'll get passed by Carpenter. Can Jonathan pass him? And he will. So Jonathan leapfrogs back by Mitchell. So technically Johnson's third and Carpenter is second. Now Kyle Cleveland's in the lead. However, he's going to be on more worn out tires than these guys here. So theoretically, these guys should run Kyle Cleveland back down. We'll see if that is the case. So let's go back up to Kyle Cleveland here. Right now, he's got about 8.7 second lead over Carpenter, but that is shrinking. So it's all about basically laps. Does Carpenter have enough laps to run down Kyle Cleveland? Looking at the lap times right now, Kyle was running, last lap was a 30.88. Carpenter ran a 30.37, so definitely way off. And pace this last time is 99, and as he comes around a 40, but still way faster, almost a half a second faster than Kyle Cleveland. So again, it's more or less maybe not questioning if, it's when. And just can Kyle get to the end of this race? And he may not win, but maybe he flips it enough to where he can stay up in the top 2 or top 3. So all it kind of depends on how everyone else is pushing. Jonathan is running a 38. Mitchell ran a 32, so clearly way faster even Kyle Cleveland, but slower than Carpenter. So those 3 guys are pretty much even kill on lap times for the most part for themselves. But as for Kyle Cleveland, he's just he's banking on a caution. I think that's where a lot of this is coming from. Is like, okay, I leapfrogged him, but I am going to be on worn tires, and then I need a caution. And if I can get a caution, then those guys have put enough laps on their tires that they're going to want their last set, and that could help him get back to get his track position back and hold on to the lead here. So that's kind of the only thing I think that would happen. That's his game plan at this point, because that gap is down to 5.8 seconds as we are approaching, I think around 20 laps to go now, being up 19 next time by. Or 19 laps to go. Anyways, let's go back to Carpenter, and Jonathan staying pretty even kill with the Carpenter here. Looks like he's about 0.7 of a second behind Carpenter, trying to just maintain pace, it looks like. As Mitchell is about a second behind Jonathan. So again, kind of even pace here. Lap times for each other. Carpenter's running 59, 62 for Jonathan, and 65 for Mitchell that last lap. Again, Kyle Cleveland's falling off like a rock. He's at 31.18 now, so yeah, he's definitely losing time. But those laps are counting down, and I think that's his only hope is a caution, or they run out of laps. That's kind of his hope for this. Just stayed the leader. Down to 4 seconds now, and shrinking. Even though these guys are... Blaine's actually on the lead lap, so let's go back to Blaine here. In the 18. See how he's doing. All by himself. Again, unfortunately, he got into the wall early there. It spun out in the grass, but because he went into the grass and not on the track, the caution didn't come out, so he is 24 seconds behind the leader. But still on the lap, so in case the caution does come out, then he doesn't get a lucky dog or anything like that and be able to put some tires on, maybe run it out. There's a caution. Go to Alex here quickly, because that gap between Carpenter and Kyle Clinton is shrinking big time. on board Alex Reno here. As it looks like Carpenter's going by. As you can see, also Jonathan's going by Alex here, and Mitchell. Mitchell is caught up to Jonathan for that would be the third position. I say that in a way like, well, yeah, he's in third. Well, that's if they don't catch Kyle Cleveland here, as though there is a battle for that third position. Here comes Mitchell into the inside. And it looks like he's... I thought he was going to get it easily there. Oh, it does. Jonathan almost hits the wall. Hangs on to it, and Mitchell will get the lead. Or, excuse me, get third on Jonathan there. Looking to run down Kyle Carpenter, who's going for the lead. That gap is down to 1.6 seconds. So let's look at this, because as this will happen as they approach the line here. That gap's down to 1 second, now down to 9/10 of a second. Lap times 90. Kyle Cleveland's a 31:51. Carpenter is an 09. Just absolutely spanking him right now in lap times. Kyle, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I'm reporting what I see. Down to 4/10 of a second now, and he is there. We're getting closer to the end of this race. Kyle was trying to hold on. Can't do it. Here comes Carpenter to the outside, side by side for the lead. Into turn number 1. Carpenter should have the momentum on the outside. And does. Carpenter back to the lead. But I believe we should have 8 laps to go. Or 9 to go. 69 throws me off. I would say 9 to go because now it would be 8 to go. It's a little weird. Becomes more clear once it gets to the end here. But Carpenter now pulls away from Kyle Cleveland. Now the question is, can Kyle Cleveland stay ahead of Mitchell and Jonathan, though? Because they're on the same tires as Carpenter, but did they push a little too hard trying to stay up with Carpenter or race each other? That could have hurt their tires enough to where maybe they can't catch Kyle Cleveland. Right now, let's look at the lap times for Mitchell. Mitchell was about so Kyle Cleveland ran at 47 last time. Mitchell ran at 23. Jonathan ran a 40, so he might be the one that may not catch Kyle Cleveland because his pace is a little bit off now to Mitchell, so he's about 2/10 slower. That last lap could have had a problem maybe in one of the turns, but to this lap time now, 65 for Kyle Cleveland, 30 for Mitchell, and a 34. That was a little better for Jonathan. So that gap is shrinking for Mitchell and Kyle Cleveland. So, but he is running out of time. He's definitely gonna have to make up a big amount of chunk of gap. Right now, it's about under a second between those two. A little over a second, excuse me. Going to about now a gap of a second. So we'll see if Mitchell can get there in time. As quickly go right through the field here real quick. We got Kyle Carpenter leading, Kyle Cleveland in second. We got Mitchell in third, Jonathan in fourth. We have Blaine 18 in fifth, as he's going to go back a lap down. And we have Alex Reno in sixth. Check on that. Keep that gap in mind here between Kyle Cleveland and Mitchell. Looks like it's just under a second, but he may actually run out of time. Mitchell will. Jonathan definitely will on time. As we come to line 2 laps to go here at Kansas. Last time Mitchell ran a 43, Cleveland went a 60, but it's a slow climb there between each other. Down to about 7/10 of a second as they go around. Kyle goes around Blaine, but white flag is out. One more lap to go here at Kansas for Kyle Carpenter. Carpenter started a little bit slower, trying to save some tires. Then at the end of the first run, put it on strong, got to the lead. And since then, besides trying to run down Kyle Cleveland at the end with 1 tires, pretty much never looked back. Kyle Carpenter wins at Kansas. Kyle Cleveland will actually hold off Mitchell and get second. So that strategy, even though he didn't win, still pretty good. He was able to finish second. Mitchell third, Jonathan fourth, Blaine in fifth, and Alex in sixth. Well, guys, if you did enjoy this race and this broadcast, make sure you hit that like button. If you're new to this channel and want to see more of these broadcast style as the season starts, as Kyle Cleveland turns the winner. We got some beef. No, I'm just kidding. But if you want to see more as the season does start next week for Monday and Thursday, we're going to be starting actually at Talladega for Thursday. We're going to do heat races and then some, and then do the main event with 40 laps there for Thursday. But if you did enjoy this, hit that like button, subscribe for more broadcast races for this season, and hope to see you for the next one.